Welcome to Down the Middle podcast, battlers. Just the two stalwarts of the Down Middle podcast, Joel and H. You like that one, H?
I do, mate. I do. About time someone else hopped on the train with me.
What's the jumper you got on there, mate? What brand are we looking at?
Bonds. Just
That's a
Bonds,
Bonds
mate.
one. Bonds move. Nice.
Bonds,
Looks
yeah, Bonds moves, so.
looks new. Is it new?
Yeah, got it from birthday.
Oh, very nice. Very nice. Caught up over the long weekend, didn't we, H? Had a beer?
We did, mate. Yeah. Had a beer down at the Merino Brewery there with the Amigos food truck was there. So it was good to see everyone.
Shout
Even
out to
Shane.
Shane. Yes, Shane, who unfortunately couple of family issues, can't be on tonight. Shout out to Merino Brewery. I like Merino Brewery. Didn't have our peach sour on tap though.
No.
Apparently it's a seasonal I don't know, addition to the line. I was
Mm.
really upset about that because I was sitting on the lounge at whatever it was, 1 o'clock or something in the afternoon. I'm like, I'm probably only gonna have one beer tonight. I might have a peach sour. No peach sour.
It's the only thing I drink there. I don't.
Yeah.
We're both not sort of that
Don't,
ale sort
don't
of
do the
guy.
pale ale
Yeah.
IPA things.
Yeah.
Anyway. I didn't rate the Amigos. I admittedly I got the loaded chips, but I didn't rate the Amigos.
It's the second time in a row it's been shit, and I think I'm done with
Uh,
going to the food trucks. The
yep.
restaurant's good,
Yes.
but
I like the joint down in Wollongong, but
yeah,
I won't be going back to the food truck. Anyway.
no.
Let us know, battlers, any good food trucks out there that we can go to, because H and I are off Amigos.
Yeah.
Mate, we're going to jump straight into round 14 last week, look at round 15, but we want to focus on the US Open. What are you
Yep.
shaking your head at? What happened?
Oh, Dolphins just went in again, mate. Sorry. We'll
Yeah, I
keep
know.
going. Keep
I
going.
saw that a couple of minutes ago. How far behind are you? Or
Oh,
am I behind you? And are they gone in again?
nah, 12 minutes.
So, okay, yep, I've already seen that. We're going to focus on the US Open, the golf, towards the second half of this. So we'll get through a bit of footy. There's obviously more footy coming in the next coming weeks, so we'll just get through. We're going to start with last week. A little recap. The mighty Dragons. I've got the old 2009, 2010 away jersey on tonight. 56-14. Unbeaten in the second half. 44-0. You will admit that was a ripper effort from the boys.
It was. It
Oh,
was a good first half. No,
He's gonna Debbie Downer on me. Yeah,
no, no,
prick.
no, no. No. It was a good first half, both teams going at it. And then Dragons were the only team that came out in the second half. They made the Tigers play a bit shit, and the Tigers. It was a bit. I think it was 50-50 in the second half with the Tigers playing shit, and the Dragons
Uh,
making them play shit.
Absolutely.
And took the opportunities. That's all you can only play what's in front of you for that second half, and they took full advantage of it. Kept going to the wings. Didn't want to go through the middle. Just wing, 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 and it worked.
Worked. Zach Lomax backed up a pretty good performance in the Origin Arena with a
Yep.
couple of tries on the weekend. That was really
32
good.
points.
32 points. It's a St. George Illawarra record.
Yep.
For the first time, I know it's against the Tigers, but for the first time, like you said, they turned up in the second half and they took their opportunities, and they didn't lose their way at around the 55 or 60-minute mark. So I
Yep.
was very, very happy with that. I'll be wearing my Dragons shirt tomorrow as we start the weekend. Second game, Rabbitohs getting a good win. Latrell Mitchell was a bit of a standout in that game too. 46-12 over the Titans. Titans were very lackluster. Didn't really have much.
Mm.
I can't comment. Like there was 8 tries, similar to the Dragons game. 8 tries to 2. It's very one-sided there. I don't have much to add to that one because it was very evident.
Well, Latrell, Cody Walker, and Jack White, and they all stood up.
Jack White
And
in the halves, is that correct?
yeah, Jack White and Cody Walker playing 6 and 7.
I think
And
that makes a difference.
yeah, and Latrell, I think he's trying his trying his hardest to
Get that blue
get a
jersey again.
selection for the
Yep.
Blues. Definitely.
You mentioned that you'd probably put him into your side. Did that cement that for you?
Oh yeah, I think he was probably cemented in before that game, but then
Yep.
looking at that, going, you know what? And Madge coached him at the Rabbits, so
True.
it's not like he's dealing with it.
He's not foreign to him. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah.
No, I like it. Another big scoring game with 7 tries to 2, 42-12. The Warriors beat the Cowboys again. Just a one side that took all the opportunities and got it done. The Cowboys, 1 try in each half. The 37th and the 72-minute mark took them a long time before they scored, and it took them even, a long time as well to get that second one. I think the Cowboys might be in trouble looking into 2025.
Mate, 1 week they're good. Like they beat the Roosters the week before. I know they had some people out, but like still the Roosters. And then they dish this up at home as well.
Mm.
Usually they're pretty good up there, and it's more Sydney way or Melbourne way that they struggle.
They're
But
sitting in 12th currently. I can see them dropping further down the ladder in the coming weeks.
well, they don't play round 16 and 19, so that's 4 points
Yeah, true.
that they might get on some teams, depending on obviously how results go. But oh mate, they're hard to pick. They're giving me mixed vibes each week. You just don't know who you're going to get.
Yeah, well,
That's what the Warriors though as well.
it's also like the next game, the Broncos v the Sharks. I thought Broncos were easy money here. And Sharks got it done 22-12. What was your take on that one?
Oh mate, we
It was
were
nothing spectacular.
we're losing 12-4 at halftime. But if you watch the actual first half, you like they said the Sharks had the better half, but they just didn't take their opportunities. And
Mm.
Brisbane defended pretty well for like 6 or 7 sets, in a row, and we just couldn't get through. And then I don't know what Fitzy said
Well,
in the
they
halftime.
come out firing, didn't they? Bang, bang, bang
Absolutely
in that first 10 minutes.
putting the bombs up, putting the hits on, and yeah, they act. It's amazing what happens when your forward pack gives your backs an
Yep.
easy moving. It's always the backs trying to get the forwards to go, but this time it was actually the forwards, and the backs would just do their thing. And I know that Brisbane didn't have Reece Walsh or Adam Reynolds, but we didn't have Hines. So,
That's true.
sometimes you got to beat them. If you want to beat them teams, you're going to have to beat them anyway. So,
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
was pretty happy with that because I thought we'd
That's
get him buried at 12-4
well,
at halftime.
I also changed my tip about 6 minutes before the game. That was after we got back from. Was that after we got back from the brewery? Yeah. And I went, nah, I'm
Yeah,
changing the Bronx. I've got no trust in the Sharks. And then they come out. So, credit to them. A tight one in the Sunday game, 36-28. The Storm just got over the Knights. Pretty good response from the Knights, but typical Storm just did that one better. Didn't let a team like the Knights get away with that. Not too much to comment on. I think Tyron Wishart's not going too bad there as the replacement half.
yeah,
And you've got a bloke that we were talking about just before, Farlongo, who's going all right, but it's going to be disappointing for both of those blokes when they just lose their position because someone better comes back. I think Tyron Wishart's come out in the media recently going, I'm happy to be the replacement. I'm happy to come off the bench for the Storm, but I really want to find a club where I can be the starting half. It'll be interesting to see if that comes to fruition over the next couple of years. Haven't heard of anyone trying to chase him. But in saying
yeah.
that, he's getting some decent results and he's crossed the line a couple of times this season. And then we got the Panthers beat the Seagulls 32-22. Very similar game for me. Typical Panthers just found a way. 2 hat-tricks in that game, and 2 first half hat-tricks in that game with Brian To'o and Tommy Talau. That's got to be a statistic. File that one away, H.
Oh, well, mate, Brian To'o was on 149 Supercoach points at
I
half
know.
time, and Talau was on 112, I'm pretty sure, or
Ridiculous.
something like that.
Ridiculous.
But even I forgot to try and jump in before you went to the
Oh,
Sunday
sorry.
games. On the Saturday games, mate, all three Queensland teams losing
Oh, at
at home,
home.
and they all scored 12 points.
File that one away for the record books. That's a good
There
one,
you go.
H. Good pick up there.
So,
Nice. And
so
okay, Sydney. Yep. Okay. And then we got the Monday long weekend public
King's
holiday
birthday.
game. King's birthday. The Bulldogs 22, Eels 18. Clint Gutherson not happy late in that game. Reckon that the ref took the win away from him. And I have to disagree with Clint. The Broncos gave him the Bulldogs. Sorry, I'm looking at my phone. The Bulldogs gave him enough chances there, and I just don't think they took them.
I agree I agree with him, and I agree with you as well. They didn't take the opportunities, but this is what I fucking hate about it, right? This is why people kick a stink up every single time, right? The inconsistency of
Yeah,
what
that's
they
fair.
call, right?
That's fair.
I bet you that play will happen this week, right? And they'll pull it up for instruction. And Gutho will be sitting on his lounge or in the facilities, wherever it happens at that time. And he'll be like, that happened to us last week. But because it's in the last minute, they don't want to get slammed
Yeah,
for trying to take away opportunity from the Dogs to try and win the game, right? I don't know if because they had 45,000 people at the game and there was about 40,000 Dog fans. I don't know if that sways it much. But if you're going to
it
not
might be.
call it, can't call it for everyone else. You
That's
can't
the
go in and out.
and that's look. I think I've said it before. Credit to anyone that wants to be a referee because it's a prick of a job, and
Mm.
you innately are going to be inconsistent. You're going to try your hardest to be consistent and do your best and get the same call every week, but you're more than likely going to be inconsistent because that's just the way it is, and you have to make split second decisions and whatever. What was no, he's back. He's back. What was the game where there was two sin bins in the one tackle and who threw the ball on old mate's head? What game was that?
Was that
Did you
last
say?
year?
No. The last week. Last week. I can't remember who it was. But I was just gonna say, like, I think also is you see Suoliti with that tackle at the origin, and then everyone's a little bit on edge about what calls they make as well because they don't want to stuff up. They don't want to get like he's shaking his head. The Dolphins just going again. um, they don't want to make the wrong call, but they also want to like go hard because well we've seen what can happen if you're not blowing the whistle and this and that. So you're right. I don't know. Again, it's a prick of a job. It's the hardest job because you're going to get criticized for whatever you do. But you're right. There's rules for a reason. I don't like this interpretation of rules. It needs to be a clear cut rule. This is what it is. You get a penalty or you don't.
Mm. And the other thing I hate is
Hit me.
the fucking dogs win, and a wanker goes, they're going to make the top four this year. Fuck off. I'm sorry, but fuck me. These are the same pricks that have said the Dogs are going to be a good team for the last fucking 2 years and done shit, and now they get one player. I can't wait for the Dogs to miss the eight and fucking all these butthurt reporters, mate, start crying.
Well, I'm ready for the Dragons to make the eight because we are technically tied sixth. So just FYI, Dragons will make the eight by the end of the year.
You boys are week to week as well.
Well, hang
Like
on.
my
What's
team now as
what's
well.
what's the score in the footy
Like,
now? Is it 18
well,
or is it
I was just
16?
saying, like my team, mate, it's 22-0. So we'll move on to round
22?
15.
Where did those 10 points come from? Okay, you go.
Right, start my Sharkies lose 22-0 after 26 minutes.
Far out.
Probably
I've
glad that
tipped the
I'm
Sharks.
recording now. Mate, this is what I hate. We have
Far out.
supposedly Barnes is playing shit, so he might be playing himself out of the Blues jersey.
That's going to be
Um,
disappointing.
so we might be getting Luai and Moses.
Okay.
But mate, yeah, I think Dolphins have pretty much got that in the bag. I don't think they're going to do a Canberra Raider and let us
Uh,
come back.
Hey, they scored. They come out firing last week, so you never know.
Mm. But and
He's not
then
confident.
I'm not. Oh, absolutely not. I wouldn't mind seeing what we're actually paying. But
Hook Hines. Hook Hines.
yeah. But moving on to the first game of the Friday games, Canberra Raiders versus Cowboys down at GIO Stadium. I think we'll just go briefly through these, just giving our tips.
Yep.
Don't want to lose too much time. I'm going Canberra.
I've got the Raiders after the Cowboys lost last week. Down in GIO, it's going to be freezing cold. I like the Raiders.
Mate, and then the second game at 8 o'clock, the Rabbitohs versus the Brisbane Broncos. No Reece Walsh, no Adam Reynolds again. And I am going the Rabbitohs, mate. I think they found a little bit of form. And I'm going the little upset, I think they could call it.
Yeah, that one's going to be flip a coin for me tomorrow. I've tipped the Bronx. I think again I'm going to go with the bounce back. I'm sure that Kevy would have given them a rev up this week, but I see where you're coming from there, going with the Bunnies.
Mate, then we got the first game of Super Saturday. It's Pig
Super
versus
game,
Storm.
isn't it?
Thank God they put it at 3 p.m., not 7:30.
You don't have to watch
Um,
this one, Battlers.
the West Tigers versus Gold Coast Titans.
Out at Leichhardt, that
I
might
know
change my tip. I've tipped Titans. I might change to the Tigers
Adam's
with no
season back.
confidence.
Coruscant playing 7. I don't
Yes,
understand.
Coruscant playing in the halves. That's how thin they are with their half stocks. Obviously, the Lockie Galvin story this week that he wants out. They're resting him finally because of his hand injury. That Bud Sullivan injured or just get no, I think injured. But that don't
Yeah.
he's not going well anyway. They're trying to ship him over to the Super League.
Well, I reckon it's
Dramas,
nearly done. I reckon he's nearly,
dramas.
nearly, nearly going to the Super League. Mate, I'm sticking with the Titans. I get told by KT every time you're a Tiger basher. I go, mate, I'm only a Tiger basher because they don't give me anything to fucking give them home. I'm
I've
only
never backed him and they've won.
like it's
Uh,
show me something. They've
don't
only
worry about
had
him.
2 good games, and one of them against my Sharkies, and then everyone fucking started talking them up. And what have they done? Benji's his master coach. He's fucking shit. I'd rather Trent Barrett, mate.
Trent Barrett could be going the Eels. He looks like he's
Or
firming as the favourite. Trent Barrett would be
yeah,
all right, I reckon, as a coach.
100%. Fucking Benji is the Brad Fittler. Fucking brilliant player, shit coach. So,
Benji's safe for a few more years. Next game,
mate, the Warriors versus the Melbourne Storm over in New Zealand.
Auckland, Go
I don't
Media
know.
Stadium. I've tipped the Warriors. I'm going to be honest. I'm looking at their last couple of matches played, and it was 26-30 and 22-30, 2 wins to the Storm. But I think Warriors are getting closer.
Yeah, Johnson back. Yeah, I'll go the Warriors with him, mate.
Yes, nice. Love that.
Then closing out Super Saturday, Parramatta Eels versus Sydney Roosters. I think Roosters,
Yeah, unfortunately. As much as we
Roosters
hate to back the Roosters.
might do a little bit easier, I think. Then,
Mitch
mate,
Moses looking to really make sure that he has if he has a half decent game, he's in, doesn't he? You think?
well, I think obviously with tonight's display, I think all he needs to do is lace the boots up really, and
Couple of decent kicking displays, and he's probably home.
yeah,
Yep.
100%, mate. Then the first game is Super Sunday.
Super Sunday.
Um,
Nice.
oh, I don't know why, but the Sea Eagles, mate, versus your Dragons out at Brookvale Oval or Four Pines Park. I don't mind you guys at $2.68. I would probably take this, depending on what the start is. Talk to me.
I've
How do
got
you
I've
think the
got
boys?
I've got the Dragons. I think they did enough last week to get a bit of confidence. Again, just if they can fire, I do not like Max and Matt Fee Gay, Fine, whatever. I do not like them. We need Rava, or we need that young bloke
Yeah.
Fainu.
He's not coming back
Um,
soon. Ravawala, he's gone.
oh no, friggin' idiot! You can't
But
talk to a ref like that.
well,
What a
you can't
what a,
talk to a ref like that, especially say the word that he said.
you can't talk to
Um,
anyone like that. Let's be honest, but let alone someone who could take 5 weeks away from your job. Dumbass. But look, they might switch around. Lomax and Fino, they might swap sides. I think they did that for a little bit last week. I like the Dragons. It's going to be tough with Cherry Evans up against Ben Hunt, but I think they might be able to just push hard enough to sneak over by 2, 3 points, 4 points. Sorry, 2 or 4 points. Three.
I'm
You're
going
not
to
going
take
to by
Man.
three.
I'm going to tip Manly, but I don't mind the 6.5 start for the Dragons.
Is that all it is?
So
6.5?
yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
six and a
Fair
half.
enough. Fair enough.
Mate. And then the last game of the round: Newcastle Knights versus Penrith Panthers. Penrith Panthers doesn't. I don't
Easy.
think needs too much explaining really.
Easy Panthers. No dramas there.
Easy.
Easy. Okay. Um, golf. I've got a Who Am I golf edition for you.
But before we do that,
Good.
well done. Well done to the Cleeks
Oh,
getting a win,
yes.
getting the team win in Houston. Our man Blandy getting a 4 or 5 under, I think, round
On the
three
last
to
day, he had the best score of the boys. Yeah. Yeah.
yep. And then Morant coming second, overall second
He was
in the
close. It
individual
was
standings
it
to
was close to a win.
Ortiz. I'm pretty sure it was it Ortiz?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, for talk GC. So Mark, well done them boys. We sent him a message. He loved it and got
Sh-
him going. So
I, I look. I put this on our Facebook. I reshared our interview with
yeah.
with Blandy. Has he gone better since he started talking to us?
Well, he did
Look,
good in Adelaide. Um,
I just look.
he's
I'm not gonna openly say that it's because of us, but I feel like
yeah,
there's a correlation there. I feel like the timing points towards maybe we had an impact.
yeah.
You know,
Well,
maybe he liked talk. He did like talking to us. We talked to him for ages.
yeah.
I don't know. There must be something there, H.
Well, he's had what? I think he's had a top 10 in Live, won the team event in Live,
He
won
went
a
and won the
senior major.
like
Like fuck.
what?
Like,
Any
what can we?
athletes,
We can't
any
get any more.
athletes out there looking for a bit of a purple patch, hit us up. We're happy to do an interview.
Well, we're gonna have to get a Sharks or Dragons players because we know
I,
what happens.
actually, I'm just heading onto Instagram now and looking at Ben Hunt. Hi Ben, how are you? Look, I run a small podcast. Here's an example of one of my interviews though with Richard Bland. Since then, he's had a couple of good finishes. Do you want to pop on? Yeah, maybe Zachy
Well,
Lomax. Maybe Zachy Lomax can jump on.
maybe might have to get one of the Cowboys blokes from the Players Club. They need a bit of help,
Yeah,
so you never
Chad,
know.
reach out. Val, reach out, mate. If you need
Drink water.
something. Actually,
Yeah,
not Val. Well, I'll take Drinky or Chad because Val's playing Origin. I don't need him to play well in Origin. That'd be our luck. Yeah, they'd
yeah.
sweep us.
You'd play good for Queensland, not the Cowboys.
He'd score 6 tries or something. Anyway, look, yeah, well done to the Cleeks. Well done to our mate Rich. We'll see you in Adelaide next year, brother.
100%.
I've got a Who Am I golf edition. The US Open is on this weekend. This is a golfer in the field. Just as a little tip. Okay, so you should be able to. Hopefully, you get it. Who am I? Born September 14, 1989 in Salt Lake City, Utah. I turn 35 later this year. I am. Oh, hang on. Where's me thing? Currently residing in Scottsdale, Arizona, with the rest of half the PGA Tour. I've had 9 professional wins, and my highest world golf ranking has been also the number 9. Have played in all 4 majors never won. My best finish was a third at the Open Championship 2019. And I also was in the final grouping at the Masters in 2019, but I ended up coming fifth. Okay. I went to college. I actually had a scholarship offer for basketball, but then turned pro at I think age 17 I was. And then it took me a few years before I got onto the PGA Tour. I earned my first PGA Tour card in 2014-15 season. So I've been playing on the PGA Tour for 10 years. First win was in 2016 at the Puerto Rico Open. Getting anything?
I have. And then
He's got something.
I do. But then he might not have won for 6 years after that, maybe.
Ooh, okay. Well, in 2018, the US team captain Jim Furyk picked me as a captain's pick for the 2018 Ryder Cup over in France, where we lost to Europe. And then you're on the money. It took me until 2021, where I had a couple of great finishes, a stretch in the American Express, the Farmers Insurance, the Saudi International, and then the Genesis Invitational, where I had top 5 finishes. And then I finally had a win at the Northern Trust, beating Cam Smith in a playoff. He knows who it is. Who is it?
Oh, well, I'm gonna give a little bit of a tease. He used to hit Nike golf clubs.
I was just about to tell you what brand he plays. You know who it is. Tony Finau. Nice. I thought that was going to be just enough that you might be able to pick him, but also just to make you think. What gave it away? How'd you know all those stats?
Well, I follow him on TikTok. Actually, him and his wife do a lot of TikTok.
They're good, eh? They're good. That's what got me thinking about it this week. I've seen his stuff on social media.
How she gets all his clothes and stuff like that, and
yeah. They do they do stuff with their kids and that as well.
Yeah, so that's what, and it's when you're watching them, he sort of goes like, we're back at home and he's away, and then we sort of more this year or last year starting to blind together a bit more.
Yeah, nice. That's mad. Good.
Well,
I'm glad you got it.
I had a hint, and then I was like, oh, I'll throw the 6 years out because, like, I know he was good, and then
he just sort of coasted for a bit. Yeah, he just coasted for a bit. That's mad. Anyway, he's playing this week. I think he's probably a decent chance. He's a long hitter. There's a couple of long holes. So they're playing over at Pinehurst number 2. Did you say that par 4, the 4th?
Fucking 520.
Man. And so Pinehurst number 2, and typically we've spoken about this a number of times on the podcast. Typically the US Open courses are friggin' tough. You know, you'll have hardly any. You'll have tight fairways or medium fairways, and then you'll have just fescue rough like this high. The greens are going to be the tester this week. They are ridiculous. You've seen the videos of the blokes just dropping the ball from up here, and it rolls 20 meters off the front of the green or the back of the green, mate. Crazy.
I'm halfway through a video of some YouTube golfers.
Yep.
They played there a couple of weeks, 2 weeks ago, I think.
Yeah. Okay.
And they sort of said before it they had the Marshall, and he goes, "Oh, they're rolling at 11. That's pretty high for now, but it'll probably go up to a 14."
Mate, for me and you, the golf courses we've played, you wouldn't even be able to imagine what an 11 is even like, or let alone a 14. Like, especially like playing out of Picton or playing at Camden, like,
and they're the best greens. Picton's got the best greens,
right? It wouldn't even be close to that.
Ridiculous. What would you think Picton would be like on the best, like
on a fast, like on a Champo's stretch? I would imagine like I don't know. I'm thinking like maybe it would be, I don't know, it could get up closer to 10, but it wouldn't even get close to 10. Like maybe it's
made it like
yeah.
I've
I
always
don't
been
know.
interested in sort of
Let's have a look.
how
Actually,
they sort of how they
the stimp meter.
okay.
Let's have a look.
Well, I think going back to how the US Open has the hardest courses, mate. I think last um last two hardest ones were two lead players that won. I think Bryson when he won in New
Mm-hmm.
York,
Mm-hmm.
that was fucking ridiculous, and he smashed it. I think he won by like what eight strokes that time or 10 strokes or something like that. I think.
Yeah, he blew it out of the park.
And then Phil Mickelson when he won with 1 under or 2 under or what is it at on the coast there. That was a ridiculous one as well. I think that was like 2 years ago, three.
Yeah, I don't know. Nah, Phil hasn't won. Phil hasn't won this yet. Phil hasn't won the US. Is that who you said, Phil? He hasn't
Yeah,
won the US
what,
Open.
or what did he win the or was the PGA?
He might have won the
What did he?
PGA.
Oh, was it?
Think so.
Oh,
Um, just looking at the stimp meter. The stimp meter measures how fast greens are. It's just like a long piece of metal, little chute. You roll the ball down. So how far the ball is rolled from the end of the stimp meter is then measured. This process is repeated 3 times, and so long as each reading is within 8 inches of one another, the average of these three becomes one of the two measurements. Blah blah blah, and then you sort of make an average, work out some slopes, and go from there. So I don't know.
yeah.
There's some sort of calculation and blah blah blah. But they you just sort of you get it to a certain point, you drop it, it rolls down, and then you sort of measuring that and how far it goes based on the angle and blah blah blah. Anyway.
Yeah, it was a PGA Championship. Sorry, in
Yeah, he hasn't won
2021.
the US, so he's chasing it. He's chasing the US.
Yeah, that's the only one. Yeah.
Um, what do you think of the field as I
I think
go
it's
back to?
pretty good field. Pretty good field. Obviously, some league players try to qualify. Some really close. Well, actually, and special mention to Adam Scott, 93rd major
Yes.
in a row. He didn't play last week, and thankfully players above him in the rankings or lower in the rankings. Sorry, I don't know what the best way to say.
Above? Yeah, I don't know. Lower number, but above. Yeah, they
Yeah,
they dropped out.
um, they didn't. I think there's a bloke in 53rd. He didn't do good enough to jump the rankings.
Mm,
So Scott got in by I think 49 or 50th in the world.
yeah.
So
Yep.
yeah, 93rd consecutive, the longest running. I think it's 23 years. It
Yeah.
is.
Of
Um,
playing every single major. It's crazy.
fucking
I
crazy.
think I think I saw Sergio. This is his 25th, maybe. No, can't be. 22nd
No,
US in a row or something. I
is he
think he's
playing?
in.
Is he?
I think it was Sergio. I think he's in. It's like his
Yeah, he's in.
22nd or 23rd US in a row, which is very similar to Adam Scott. But anyway, look, I'm gonna go out on a limb here. The reason I picked Tony Finau as the who am I like him. I don't know about a win.
I was gonna say don't.
I don't know about a win, but
No.
I'm gonna put it. I'm gonna put a top 10 in there. I think he's got game. I think a top 10. I
He's just
like
gonna have.
that.
He's just got to book 4 consistent rounds. Like nothing special.
Thanks, Einstein.
No, but he
See what
no.
I have to
Yeah,
deal with, battlers.
you're
This is the sort of
you're a
shit I have
guest.
to deal with.
No, but unfortunately, Finau will have like one really, really good round and then one like absolute stinker, and then he sort of instead of sort of just like I'm not asking for like a 5 under, 5 under. I'm just asking even 1 under, even 1 under gets the job done.
I'll send him a message.
Yeah,
Message him on TikTok, mate. Anyway, I got
yeah.
Finau top 10. I'm gonna go with I friggin' find it so hard to pick a winner, especially to go past Scotty Chef.
Unfortunately, John Rahm withdrew as well. He withdrew last week in Houston,
With
and
his toe, he's got
I
a
don't know.
toe issue. He's got a cut between his toes or something.
So in the end, the doctor said probably in the best interest to not play.
Okay, man, just play, mate. Just walk. Who cares? Get a
Oh,
cut. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go. Shawfully for a top five. I know you like Shawfully, but I'm gonna go him for a top five because I think he's been in decent form.
Back to back majors, mate. Back to back. Sort of obviously won the
I don't,
PGA.
I don't know.
Forgot about that.
I don't know. I don't know if he'll win, but I'm gonna go a top five.
But I mean, sort of good back to back majors.
Oh
I
yeah.
mean,
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
uh,
Yeah.
so then who's your winner? You've done it. You've
I don't.
given me a top 10, top five.
I'll give you a winner. I'll give you a winner. I didn't want to have one, but I'll give you one. You go. I'll find a winner. I didn't want to do a winner. You go. You give me yours.
Mate, I'm going to go top 20, Will Zalatoris. He's played a
Oh
couple of
yeah.
tournaments this year. He's done pretty good. Like, you don't know what kind of punch stroke you're going to get on the weekend. Um, Depending, I think he'd be pretty good for a top 20. Then for a top 10, mate, this one's might backfire. I mentioned his name 2 minutes ago. I reckon Phil Mickelson, top 10. If it's going to go one way, he's going to go good or shit. And now I've said a top 10, he'll probably go shit.
Shit.
And then, mate, for my winner, fuck,
I've got my winner.
it's hard to pick. It's hard to pick a winner. Who's your winner?
I'm back on him. Bryson DeChambeau. He can win.
I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to go. Oh boy.
My boy. Come on, pick a winner. We got a minute. We got less than a minute. Pick a winner.
Victor Hovland.
Oh, I like that. I like that. Victor
Got
to
his old
win.
coach back. Bang.
Okay. Okay. There you go. All right. I like that. When does tee off start? Tonight? Tomorrow.
8:45, mate.
Oh, 2 minutes.
Yep.
Oh,
R.
beautiful.
Foy, T. McGibbon, McCowan, Jenkins, McAllister, and
Who cares?
Ministerial.
I don't care about those early tee times. But anyway. All right.
But yeah,
Well, we might go and watch that. We might go and watch the Sharks lose the second half too.
only losing 22-12, baby.
Come on, the Sharkies. All right, Battlers. Talk to you next week.
See you next week.